You don't get stuck because you're lazy, you get stuck because your first game is either way too big or basically built by AI or random tutorials. When your project doesn't follow the 80-20 rule, every new feature you add just becomes a trap. So what is this 80-20 rule that I'm talking about? You've probably heard of the 80-20 principle before, but what am I talking about specifically for game development here? The 80-20 rule for making your first game is going to be that you should roughly know 80% of the things that you need to make your first game. You should have roughly 80% of the things that you need in the game. You should have that already figured out so that you don't need to rely on external resources to figure these things out. So the 80%, that should be things that you should already know how to actually implement without you having to search for it on Google, AI or tutorials. You should be able to do it without internet basically. So if you have a small first game project in your mind, but you don't know roughly 80% of the things to actually finish it, then you should focus on learning these things instead, that you need to finish this idea that you have before you start it. Let me tell you, it's not weird that you struggle with finishing the first game if you, for example, only have made a simple movement script, and then your first game project is going to be a 3D shooter and you have multiplayer or something. It's not hard to see why you can't finish it. And you might think 80%, that's way too high. Kevin is completely wrong here. But let me tell you why I say 80%. That's because when you're making your first game, even though you might not add any new features necessarily, there's just going to be a lot of new problems that you have never encountered before. There's going to be a lot of work with the polishing things, the marketing things, the publishing. There's going to be a lot of things that you need to figure out that you aren't going to be able to plan out now. So when I say 80%, in reality, it's going to be 40, but if you think it's 80%, you think you know 80%, you think you're really ready, then in reality it's just 40%. But just the important thing to note is that if you personally think that you know 80%, then you should be ready. And the thing to keep in mind, which is so important, is that your first game, it shouldn't be a masterpiece, it shouldn't be a Steam release, it shouldn't be something that you expect to make money on. Your first game should just focus on actually giving you the experience that you need to make better games in the future. So don't focus on monetizing, polishing everything, making it feel perfect. If it doesn't feel perfect, then you're just going to spend a week on this one specific thing. Don't do that. Set a timeline for 2 months, 60 days, and then just get as much knowledge and experience as possible. Make a small game out of it, have a core game loop, and then just try to learn as many things as possible. Don't focus on making the game feel awesome. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which we don't have to talk about right now. I have a lot of other videos on my channel about that. But in short, basically you're going to learn a lot of new things from releasing the first game that you aren't going to learn from making prototypes and other things. So if you treat this making your first game as an experience, as getting knowledge and just learning as many things as possible, then you're actually going to learn so much from this first game that you can apply into your future games, and you can actually make these future games better. So how do we actually get closer to this 80%? I'm not going to talk a lot about this right now because this video isn't about how to learn, but to get closer to this 80%, the thing you need to do is that you need to make prototypes that are relevant to the first game that you want to make. So don't make full games, don't make full entire systems. They can just be smaller mechanic systems that's relevant to the game. So if you, for example, made a simple 3D shooter that you can finish within 2 months, something you might need is going to be a main menu. So okay, make a main menu in a separate project so that you can learn how a main menu works. Very simple example, but for example, shooting, you can make a separate project for only the shooting. So just make a simple thing that shoots so that you're going to learn the shooting. Make simple enemy projects so that you know how to make an enemy, and then you're going to level up and in all these aspects. Okay, so now I covered that. That's awesome. There's one thing that I want to really talk about and engrave into your brain, because this is going to be really important, and that's going to be, instead of thinking about features that you're going to add, think about what you could remove. So let me tell you the reasons why, so you understand this better. I have a personal example for this. It was when I made my first game. It's called Neon Search. It's released on itch.io. It's not a good game, it's not a big game, but even though it's not a big game, it's very complex. It had a lot of upgrades, so I spent 2-3 weeks on the upgrades alone. And I also have achievements in the game, spent 1 or 2 weeks on that. And like everything around it. So I had to like configure and change the whole like player system, because I had to make it like accessible for the upgrades, to like change the player parameters, and I wanted to do it in an expandable way, because there's actually a lot of upgrades. I think there's like 16 or something. And I also spent a lot of time on these like small things that didn't really matter for the game, like polishing things and small adjustments. Like with the knowledge I have right now, I wouldn't expect myself to actually finish the game, but I somehow did. But it took me months. It took me way longer than like 2 months, which I think is like the sweet spot for your first game. It took me way longer than 2 months. And in the end, I had to overline AI. Didn't watch tutorials, I didn't use Google. My thing was like AI, because that's the thing that can help me when things are very complex. I over relied on AI, and I couldn't do anything without AI, because the project was like way too complex for me. I didn't expand the systems from the start to be expandable and changeable for all the features that I just added and added throughout the way. Like the goal originally wasn't to have this upgrades. I didn't even plan the game in the start. I just made the systems, made it work in the moment, okay? And then I just added features, added features, added features. I never got done. What I had to do to actually finish the game was that I just had to say to myself, no, I can't add any more features, because then I'll never get done with the project. And the thing I learned from that is that more features, it doesn't mean the game is going to be better. Like my first game, Neon Surge, it wasn't even that fun. It wasn't even that good. Obviously, it's my first game, sure. It's not supposed to be like awesome, but it would probably not be any worse in any way if I didn't have like these upgrades and achievements. Assuming I spent like 10% of that time maybe just focusing on the core mechanics that actually matters for the game. And I encourage you to do the same when you're making your first game. Just focus on the things that are actually important. So focus, if you for example want to have like an entire upgrade system, achievement system, focus like 10% of that time, just scrap it, focus 10% of that time on instead just making the core mechanic feel better. So if you're making like a simple 3D shooter, I think that's like very generic first project dream. If you're making a simple 3D shooter, just focus on the shooting, focus on the movement, focus on the jumping, make it as smooth and like feel good as possible. And that's going to be like the thing that's going to make your game much better. And this is something I did really well inside of Orbital Chaos. I still had like, I might not have needed upgrades in the game, it does have upgrades. I might not have needed that, but I focused a lot of time on the core mechanic and the things that actually matters for the game. And I finished the game within a month, and it's my most successful game, it's my most fun game. And that's like partially because I didn't add just features and features and features that didn't matter. Like if you look at Orbital Chaos, like the main mechanic of the game, it feels really good. You have like a vibration, you have like a nice sound effect, you have like a nice visual effect to the gems when you pick those up, you have like a nice effect to the gems like when they're counting. Like the things that actually matters, they feel really good in the game. So just make every feature that you add feel intentional. And when you are in the process of making a game, you might have a lot of these features that you want to add and want to implement, and you might not think a lot about it, but I encourage you to just have a second thought. Do I really need this feature in my game? And most likely the answer is going to be no. Most likely you could add it to your backlog. So do it, for example, after the game is finished, like after you've released it. Add it to your backlog if you really want to add it and you really think it's going to add to the game in a meaningful way. Then you can move it to the backlog. You can like update the game with this feature implemented. And even if it's a small feature, if you do a lot of small features, it can really add up. So if you found this video helpful, I just want to say, all these things that I talked about right now, that's something I really focus on inside of SmartIndie, because SmartIndie is all about focused on releasing your first game. And things like this scope creep, like don't add new features, the 80/20 rule, these are things that I have like entire modules about inside of SmartIndie. So you'll know like exactly what the 80% looks like, so that you can actually finish and release your first game. In SmartIndie, I guarantee that you will finish and release your first game within only 60 days if you follow the blueprint. If not, I will coach you for free, because I'm so confident that you're going to release. I'm going to coach you for free if you don't release, and I'll walk you through everything that you need to do to actually release. if you don't release within the 60 days. So I think SmartIndie is going to be a great offer for you if you watch this entire video. It's the first link in the description and you won't regret joining. Either way, thank you so much for watching this video.